It's certain, guys, that it can be believed that we're about 2 months away now from the launch of iPhone 17 models. And one of the iPhones you guys are keen to see is the iPhone 17 Pro Max and the iPhone 17 Pro. So today I want to go over the release date and pricing, and also talk about 6 of the newest leaks we've heard about the iPhone 17 models. Let's quickly talk about the release date and pricing. We're about 2 months away from launch, and based on Apple's usual schedule, the iPhone 17 series is expected to be announced in early September, most likely around the 10th, which is a Tuesday. If that's the case, pre-orders should go live that same week, likely on Friday the 13th, and the actual release date would be September 20th, that's the Friday of the following week. Apple always launches iPhones on Fridays, so this lines up. As for pricing, I wouldn't expect any major changes. The iPhone 17 Pro will likely start at $999, and the Pro Max at $1,199, just like the previous models. Apple's been pretty consistent with these prices since the iPhone X. In other countries, pricing may vary a bit due to taxes, currency exchange, and other stuff like tariffs, but for the US, those base prices should stick. Now, let's get into what you're really here for, the leaks. There have been a bunch of them floating around lately, and I want to walk you through 6 of the most interesting ones I've come across. Alright, starting off with something that's caught a lot of people's attention, the color. Apparently, Apple's going to introduce a brand new sky blue color for the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. And it's not that bold, loud blue we've seen in older models, it's more of a soft, elegant shade, kind of like what we've seen on the MacBook Air or older pastel iMacs. This might even replace the titanium blue from last year as the new, special edition color. But yeah, don't worry, the usual ones like silver, black, white, and natural titanium, they're probably sticking around. Now moving on, there's also talk about a new modem being used inside the 17 Pro models. And not just any off-the-shelf modem, this could be a custom-designed one, just like what we saw with the iPhone 16 Pro, which brought in Wi-Fi 6E. But this time, Apple might be taking it further with Wi-Fi 7 and improved 5G performance. It's all about efficiency and better connectivity. And that actually ties in perfectly with the next leak, which is about the battery. Because if Apple's optimizing the modem and internals, that means more space and less power drain. And yeah, according to rumors, the Pro Max might finally cross that 5,000 mAh mark. That's huge. Combine that with a more efficient chip, and we could be looking at serious battery life gains, way better than what we've seen on the 16 Pro series. Now, another thing that's being talked about is cooling. Apparently, Apple is testing a new vapor chamber cooling system, which is something Android phones have had for a while now. It's basically a more advanced way to keep the phone's internals from overheating, especially during charging, gaming, or heavy video editing. And honestly, if you've used an iPhone 15 or 16, you probably know how warm they can get. So yeah, this would be a very welcome upgrade. Speaking of heat and charging, there's also a leak about wireless charging speeds getting a serious boost this year. Right now, we're stuck at around 15W with MagSafe. But with the iPhone 17 Pro models, we might be jumping up to as high as 50W using the new Qi 2.2 standard. That's a massive leap forward. Combine that with fast USB-C charging, and you're looking at a way more convenient experience overall. And last but not least, yep, we gotta talk about 8K video recording. Finally, Apple might be ready to unlock 8K at 60 frames per second on the iPhone. And look, I get it, 8K might sound overkill to some people, but for creators, for professionals, for those who just love pushing the limits, it's a big deal. Of course, it's going to be a battery hog, but that's where all the other upgrades we just talked about, better battery, better cooling, start to make sense. It's all connected. So yeah, that's where we're at. The release window's looking pretty clear. Pricing is likely staying the same, and these 6 leaks? If even half of them come true, this could be one of the biggest year-over-year iPhone upgrades we've seen in a while. Let me know in the comments what feature you're most excited about. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for all the latest Apple leaks, rumors, and news.